Okay, you're trying to lose weight, but you're just getting confused with what it is that you should actually be focusing on. That's what I'm gonna go over in this video to give you some quick insight as to, man, I wanna lose some weight, but I don't even know where to start, or I don't know where to put my attention. I'm gonna give something really simple, really basic for you to actually grasp that you can realistically start tomorrow, right? Okay, now the first most basic thing that I would do is, if you've got a weight loss goal and you're not sure where to hone in, is think about the goal. It is weight loss. First thing needs to be is that you're gonna have to weigh yourself. Now it sounds like an obvious, but I have this happen so many times when I meet a new client or even a client that's coming back and they're struggling with their weight again, and I ask them, okay, well, you wanna lose some weight, what do you weigh? And they go, oh, I haven't done it yet. So obviously that person's in a position where they go, I need to lose weight, not necessarily knowing how much weight that they need to lose or exactly what weight they're at. But that actually is just your first go-to, okay? Is that I would highly recommend become super sensitive, super aware, super obsessed with your scales. And weighing yourself on a very regular basis is gonna give you a good routine so that you know whether or not you're going in the direction that you want to be or clearly that you're not, okay? But it also allows you to then go, what are some other things that I need to change if you need to change it? Let the scale be your guide for what changes need to happen along the way. And that's something that I use religiously when I work with a client that wants to lose weight. Like, it's like the most obvious thing to do, but a lot of people just don't do it. There's a few things maybe why people don't do it. They're scared of it. Once you know something, it's hard to ignore it. So ignorance is bliss, but it just, honestly, it'll fucking get you nowhere when it comes to weight loss, all right? So that's what I would definitely put all of your attention to detail in initially, or within the early stages until you kind of know it's working, is that you should become super religious with your scales, okay? And you should be weighing yourself at the same time every single day at that same time. That's what I would highly recommend. And the reason I would say that is, one, do it at the same time so that you can try and get some consistency. But I have this a few times initially with a client that they're not weighing themselves on a regular basis, meaning that they're not doing it every day, right? They're doing it once a week or twice a week on random days. Now, the reason that could be a bit of a problem is that if you've been in this game before where you've had weight loss and you've weighed yourself, you know that one day you could rock up and the scales say blah, they might say 75 kilos, and then the next day you rock up there and it says 76.5. You ever been in that position before where you're like, man, I just weighed myself yesterday and now I'm like 1.5 kilos heavier? Your weight, not necessarily your fat mass, but your weight, your physical weight, is gonna change dramatically. So if you're weighing yourself irregularly, meaning that you don't have really a system and you're not regular about it in consistent terms of doing it every morning on every single day, is how do you know that when you're jumping on those scales that it was on one of those low days, or you were jumping on the scales and you're on one of your fat days, right? This is what I call it anyway. I'm having a fat day, and Nick and I laugh about it all the time. How do you know that you're weighing yourself on one of those days? Because if you just weigh yourself on a fat day all the time, or you weigh yourself on the lighter day, the leaner day, you're either going to get excited or you're going to get depressed about something that might not even be happening, and you have no idea because you can't see a very clear trend. Whereas if you weigh yourself every single day and you start to see the patterns, okay, you can start to see and start to almost predict about what your weight's going to do. We can take an average out of the whole week. And then as the weeks progress, we can, obviously dictate as to whether or not you are dropping. Now, yes, you could definitely do that without weighing yourself regularly, but there are so many other benefits that come from focusing in on that scale, other than just weighing yourself and seeing what's going on. But it allows you to, stay motivated, right? Like, one of the best motivators when you're trying to lose weight is to physically see, you jump on those scales and you kind of go, oh, I feel like I think I've lost weight. And then it proves to be right and you have lost weight. Like, that high just throws your day into complete success mode because you're like, yep, bang, I've done the right thing. I'm going to fucking eat this and this and this and this, and that's going to achieve the tomorrow, right? Obviously, we know that we don't always win every single day, but it definitely motivates people to weigh themselves on a regular basis because it keeps you in check, okay? Whereas if you jump on the scales, let's say you do weigh yourself on a daily basis, you jump on the scales and you're abruptly heavy, you're then going to start to assess what you did the day before or what was happening in the last sort of 48 hours as to why is this happening? Did you have bad sleep? You know, what did you do with your diet? Did you just have a binge? Did you not eat? Okay. Were you stressed? Did you sleep really shitty? Did you sleep really good? Did you have a really aggressive training session and now you're all swollen and sore from your training? Could be multiple things, right? But if you are looking at dropping body fat, managing and weighing yourself on a very regular basis allows you to articulate these things a whole lot better. Just something as simple as weighing yourself, and you can go and get a set of scales for $15 from Kmart, you name it, Big W, wherever it may be, right? Okay. So that would be the focus that I would be pushing onto you if you're like, yep, okay, hands up, yep, Nathan, I want to lose some weight. I'm following on. I'm trying to take some of these notes down. Is that, mate, if you're not weighing yourself on a regular basis, like you start there and you just watch what that does in your motivation, okay? It's going to be very, very, very demotivating if your scale's not moving. So it's going to give you the kick up the butt that you probably need to go, man, like what I'm doing is clearly not working. So either I need help or whether I need to change something, I need to sleep more, I need to eat less, or I need to eat more. I got no energy, I'm hardly training. Right, I'm sitting down all day, my steps are at 4,000, and you might just notice that because you're like, man, what's going on? My weight's not budging. That has to be a huge focus. And anyone that I work with, trying to lose weight, or anyone that I've worked with in the past, is that, yeah, weighing yourself is seriously important. Could motivate you and could be exactly what you need just to keep the rhythm moving forward. Like, I like to tend to talk about less like sciencey type things where you're like, and this is what you should eat at this time, and this is the best diet for this person. Like, honestly, for me, it's kind of like, fuck that sort of shit, right? Like, you can talk sciencey till the cows come home, but until you do the basics right, all that sort of stuff that's really finesse and really articulate, like, I just don't think it really matters when you're doing this sort of stuff, especially when you're maybe a busy parent, you've got to work, you've got after school things that you've got to do with the kids, or you know what, like works up your bum and you've got to do X, Y, and Z after your hours as well. Like, how much time do you have to learn about all the nitty gritty things in regards to nutrition? So I'm trying to give basic information that seriously works in just everyday life. Anyway, let me know any questions, anything to do with weight loss, let me know. Thank you, bye.